Call this meeting to order. Start with the roll call, please.
Ms. Snyder?
Here.
Mrs. Cochran?
Here.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Here.
Mr. Cole?
Here.
Mr. Lance?
Here.
Mr. Timko?
Here.
Okay, let's stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Start off with a motion to accept the minutes of the council meeting on June 15th, 2015, as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented and not read for the meeting from June 15th.
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
A motion to accept the minutes of council meeting on June 22nd, 2015, as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept minutes from council meeting on June 22nd as presented and not read.
Changes? Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, could we have a motion to accept bills presented by the fiscal officer for $70,969.74 as presented and not read?
I'll make a motion to accept the bills presented by the fiscal officer for $70,969.74 as presented and not read.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Jeff. Any questions on the bills?
Yeah, I have one.
Sure.
Herring Point HOA for $35. What's that?
They rented the room,
Okay, they got a
and that
deposit
was
back.
their deposit.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Okay, a motion to accept June 2015 bank reconciliation as presented by the fiscal officer and as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept the June 2015 bank reconciliation presented by the fiscal officer as presented and not read, please.
I'll second.
I'll second. Or whoever.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Okay, a motion to accept May 2015 EMS activity and collections reports as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept May 2015 EMS activity and collection reports as presented and not read.
Roll call.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Given a motion to accept the June 2015 DOPS delinquency report as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept June 2015 DOPS delinquency report as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Okay, then a motion to accept leave report for employees as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept the leave report for employees as presented and not read, please.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Kuntz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Okay, and then a motion to buy new air conditioning.
I'll second. Third.
Oh,
Chip in.
geez. Okay, let's move into reading of ordinances and resolutions.
Resolution number 6607-2015, this is the third reading. A resolution directing the Board of Elections to place an additional 4.25 mil fire department tax levy on the November 3rd, 2015 general election ballot. Whereas the village currently has a 2.5 mil levy in place for the benefit of the fire department within the 10 mil limitation set forth in section 5705.02 of the Ohio Revised Code. And whereas it is imperative that the village have sufficient funding for purposes of providing and maintaining a fire station and site thereof, fire apparatus, appliances, ambulances, and fire equipment, providing for payment of permanent, part-time, or volunteer firefighters and other emergency services. 0.25 mils is for providing capital funding for firefighting, paramedic equipment, and maintaining a fire station and site thereof, fire apparatus, ambulances, and fire EMS equipment. And whereas the village desires to enact and receive voter approval for an additional 5-year 4.25 mil levy, and whereas such a levy is authorized by sections 5705.19I and 5705.03 of the Ohio Revised Code. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio, Section 1, that it is hereby found, determined, and declared that it is imperative that the village have sufficient funding for purposes of providing for payment of permanent, part-time, or volunteer firefighters and other emergency services. 0.25 mils is for providing capital funding for firefighting, paramedic equipment, and maintaining a fire station and site thereof, fire apparatus, ambulances, and fire EMS equipment, an amount of taxes which may be raised by the village within the 10 mil limitation set forth in section 5705.02 of the Ohio Revised Code, is and will be insufficient to provide for the necessary requirements of the village. Section 2, the Village of Lakemore currently has a levy in place for the benefit of the fire department. Section 3, that based upon the above, the village desires to add a 5-year levy in the amount of 4.25 mils for every dollar valuation. Section 4, that the additional levy would be for the purpose of providing for payment of permanent, part-time, or volunteer firefighters and other emergency services. 0.25 mils is providing capital funding for firefighting, paramedic equipment, and maintaining a fire station and site thereof, fire apparatus, ambulances, and fire EMS equipment, and is authorized by and pursuant to sections 5705.19I and 5705.03 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 5, that the question of levying the additional tax be submitted to the electors of the village at the general election to be held at the usual voting places within the village on the 3rd day of November 2015. Section 6, that the levy be placed on the tax list for the entire 2015 tax year and years beyond, and be first collected starting January 1st, 2016. Section 7, that the fiscal officer of the village be and is hereby directed to certify a copy of this resolution to the Board of Elections of Summit County, Ohio, along with a certificate of estimated property tax revenue provided to the village by the Summit County fiscal officer, and notify said board to cause notice of the election on the question of levying the additional tax to be given as required by law. Section 8, that the form of the ballot to be cast at the election on the question of said additional tax levy shall be as authorized by the Secretary of State and/or Board of Elections, but substantially as follows. Additional tax levy, Village of Lakemore. A majority affirmative vote is necessary for passage. An additional levy for the benefit of the Village of Lakemore for the purpose of providing for payment of permanent, part-time, or volunteer firefighters and other emergency services. 0.25 mils is for providing capital funding for firefighting, paramedic equipment, and maintaining a fire station and site thereof, fire apparatus, ambulances, and fire EMS equipment. If approved, that tax would be levied in 2015 for first collection in calendar year 2016 for the levy against the levy. Section 9, this resolution shall be in full force and effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law. Resolution number 6609-2015. This is the third reading. A resolution accepting the 2016 alternative tax budget for the Village of Lakemore. Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, council hereby accepts the 2016 alternative tax budget for the Village of Lakemore. Council further directs the fiscal officer to file on behalf of the Village of Lakemore the 2016 alternative tax budget with the County of Summit. Section 2, a copy of the 2016 alternative tax budget is attached hereto and made part hereof as if fully rewritten herein. Section 3, this resolution shall be in full force and effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law, and this budget must be submitted by July 20th, 2015. Resolution number 6610-2015. This is a second reading by title only. A resolution reappointing John Brown, George Malick, and Kathy Cliver for a 3-year term on the Lakemore Board of Zoning and Building Appeals. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, council reappoints John Brown, George Malick, and Kathy Cliver to the Lakemore Board of Zoning and Building Appeals. Their term will expire September 3rd, 2018. Section 2, this resolution shall be in full force and effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law. Resolution number 6612-2015. This is the second reading by title only. A resolution declaring the month of August 2015 Kids Month in the County of Summit and encouraging the citizens of Summit County to join in this acknowledgement for the executive. Resolution number 6613-2015. A resolution authorizing the fire chief and mayor to accept the resignation of Andrew Marchand as a part-time firefighter EMT for the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, the fire chief and mayor are authorized to regretfully accept the resignation of Andrew Marchand as a part-time firefighter EMT, effective immediately. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after the earliest period allowed by law. Resolution number 6614-2015, a resolution authorizing the fire chief and mayor to accept the resignation of Matthew Lenhart as a part-time firefighter EMT for the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, the fire chief and mayor are authorized to regretfully accept the resignation of Matthew Lenhart as a part-time firefighter EMT, effective immediately. Section 2, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. As Mr. Lenhart has started his new position, therefore this resolution shall take effect immediately. Resolution number 6615-2015, a resolution authorizing the fire chief and mayor to promote Joseph Deese to the position of lieutenant for the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, the fire chief and mayor are authorized to promote Joseph Deese to the position of lieutenant, effective immediately. Section 2, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, as filling this position is necessary. Therefore, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Ordinance number 1534-2015. This is the third reading. An ordinance amending ordinance 1101-1989, the Lakemore zoning code, by changing the zoning map district of R2 residential to CF community facilities for 2 parcels located on Wilson Street and Akers Avenue. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, Ordinance 1101-1989, Lakemore zoning ordinance, is hereby amended as set forth in this ordinance. Section 2, the zoning map is amended indicating that 2 parcels on Wilson Street and Akers Avenue, currently R2, are rezoned to CF. Section 3, the above-mentioned parcels include 1584 Wilson Street, parcel 54-01837, and Akers Avenue, parcel 54-01675. Section 4, the above-mentioned parcels are rezoned for the purpose of compliance with the zoning code as an educational facility. Section 5, a map section indicating the affected lots is attached hereto and incorporated herein as if fully rewritten. Section 6, all ordinances or resolutions or parts of ordinances or resolutions inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Section 7, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after the earliest period allowed by law. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. The month of August, we're going to take our summer break. Council and mayor are. We won't be having any televised meetings, but we will have a workshop. What was the date on that?
Well, our next council workshop is July 15th, but we're also going to have a workshop on August the 5th.
Okay. So
This
only
week's to have-
workshops in August, or, you know, maybe another one if needed, but hopefully we can just have our summer break and get refreshed. Let's move into council committee reports and start with Ann.
Okay, I don't have anything. We're still having the art classes through the summer, but there's a schedule change due to the availability of the building this month, and the art class this month will be held on the 21st of July, and that's a week later than usual. And those are free and open to the public. No registration required. Just come on in.
Thanks. Lori, you have anything, Matt?
Well, just that our next council meeting will be on Monday, July 20th, and then our meeting after that will be on a Tuesday, and it will be September 8th because of the Labor Day. But it's also a primary election, so our council meeting will be held on that Tuesday, but it will be held in the fire bay, not in this room.
Does it have to be televised?
What's that? The workshop?
No, that's a regular
No, that's a
meeting.
council meeting.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
The one that's
September 8th.
September
the
8th.
night
Right.
of, Monday's Labor Day.
Right.
Uh-huh.
There's an election in here on Tuesday, so we can't be in here. Does it need to be televised?
The council meeting?
No, it doesn't need to be. It's up to, you know, 15.
I think
if you want to
because
do that.
everything will be,
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna suggest if it needed to be, move it to Wednesday, but if they can,
Oh.
that's fine then.
You good with that? That'll work.
Okay, never mind.
Thanks, Chad. Okay. Lori, did we get a chance to talk about the 5K run? Is that last?
I think that, I don't know. I'm still recuperating from it, so I don't know if we talked about it.
Well, Rock the Docks and all that stuff, we haven't had a meeting since then.
No, so
No.
we did not talk
So,
about that
The
5K.
5K run was very successful.
And I should have worn my medal.
You should have.
I should
You
have.
deserved it.
I
Lori won
did.
her age group.
I
And
came
Rich,
in
too.
first place in the
Right.
60 and over. Of course, I was the only one 60 and over of the ladies, but I'll take that first place. I wore it all weekend.
Walked, what, 3.1 miles in the rain to get it?
It was 3.5. I want to take every credit. No, that's what I heard.
That was, no. It was
was-
actually a 5K is 3.1, but this course was a little bit short. I don't mean to
Oh.
burst your bubble.
Don't take it away. Don't take it away from her.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I told everyone it was like 10 miles, so.
Nice.
But it was wonderful.
It was a
I mean,
great
for
day.
our, for our first time, we had probably, was it
50-something.
50-some people sign up. It was the worst weather ever, for it rained the entire time. We had a lot of participation from area businesses.
Yeah.
I don't have that list with me.
Well, our main sponsor, I want
Was
to
Fit-
say thanks to them, was Forever Fitness.
Forever Fitness,
They donated quite a bit of
absolutely.
money and time, and all their employees, I think, participated.
Participation, right.
They did.
And they want to get involved next year and make it even bigger and better.
And that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
And tees and things. They
And
made
tees
our
and things, yeah.
t-shirts.
There was a lot of really good sponsors. Schaefer's Market was one of them. Gave some food. I mean, next meeting, we'll probably just read out the whole list.
Okay, and that money did go to the Muscular Dystrophy
Yeah.
Fund, so it wasn't just for
Right.
fun.
I think we raised about $800.
I don't know
We'll
what
get
Kelly
those
came
numbers
up
too.
with. We'll
Well,
ask
then,
her
yeah,
to give
thanks
us
to
a
Kelly
report.
Cartner for putting on her
Yes,
family.
absolutely.
Volunteered quite a bit. It was great. So, all right. Tammy, you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Thanks. Rich?
Just want to remind everybody that Saturday, August 1st, is going to be a community picnic day down at Mayor Dott's Lakemore, Lakeside Park here in Lakemore. Lakemore United Methodist Church is putting it on. There's going to be entertainment and free food starting at 5 o'clock that day. And Saturday, August 15th, is the backpack giveaway at Super Learning Center. So please mark those dates down, and we'll get some flyers and advertisement out for both events. But they're coming up, so please save the dates.
Good. Chad?
Couple things. RITA, the Regional Income Tax Agency,
again, is going to hold a local income tax subpoena program. The representatives will be here at the Lakemore Municipal Building on November 12th, 2015. So if you have not filed or you do owe Rita, you do have until then to get those taken care of. It was very successful the first time around, cleaning up a lot of mess.
Just getting the word out, too.
Yeah, some people still, some people say they don't know that we owe, that I need to file Rita taxes or whatever. So it was very successful the first time, so Rita's going to be doing that again and again. That's November 12th here at the Lakemore Municipal Building. And finally, the website's turned on. We finally got it built. It was turned on last weekend, I should say over a week ago. A few new things on there. You can now submit your water meter reading through the website instead of emailing Tracy. We have that set up. It's on the community page. You just go there, you put in your first and last name, your address, your email address, and your meter reading, and that goes directly into our billing department. So hopefully get a lot more actual readings. Estimateds are never, they're estimated, so you never get the exact amount. So that's the new thing on there. And then also on our village council page, under each of our pictures, there's a link that you can email us directly if you want to get in contact with us directly. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right, thanks, Chet. Josh?
I just wanted to say thanks to the auxiliary police for everything that they did at the Rock the Race and Rock the Docks, as well as the regular police department and all the other people that volunteered for the committees and attending the event. I thought it went off real well this year, and I know my family had a great time, and it seemed like a lot of other people did. So just thank everybody that was involved in the participation and planning and execution of the event for us again this year.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thanks, Josh. Thanks, Larry. Okay, let's move into old business then. Mrs. Coons, 6607.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 6607, 2015. It's a resolution directing the Board of Elections to place an additional 4.25 mil fire department tax levy on the November 3rd, 2015 general election ballot.
I will second that.
Second, very good. Any discussion?
We need this.
Okay. All right. That's something that is really important to us here in the village. Something that's going to help us get out of fiscal emergency, and something that's going to solidify our fire department as well. So glad that that's on the ballot. If we vote for it here, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Absolutely.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And, Mr. Lance, 6609.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 6609-2015. This is a resolution accepting the 2016 alternative tax budget for the village of Lakemore.
Second.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Timko, ordinance 1534.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 1534-2015, an ordinance amending ordinance 1101-1989, which is a Lakemore zoning ordinance by changing the zoning map district of R2 residential to CF or community facilities for 2 parcels located on Wilson Street and Acres Avenue.
Second.
Chad, second.
Is that all currently the school's property?
Yes.
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 Just kind of cleaning
Just
up
making
some
it
old
official?
zoning records to make
Yeah.
it more appropriate.
Okay,
Any discussion or further questions?
that's all.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's move into new business. Ms. Coons, you're going to be busy with this. So while.
She's popular.
I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads of resolution number 6613, 2015. It's a resolution authorizing the fire chief and the mayor to accept the resignation of Andrew Marchand as a part-time firefighter for the Lakemore Fire Department.
Roll call?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes. Now on the original motion to adopt resolution number 6613, 2015.
I'll second that.
Okay. Questions, discussion? We'll miss Drew. He was really a good fireman. He helped us out quite a bit here. But he's moving on to position himself for a job that's probably better for him and his family. So we thank him for his time. Roll call, please.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 6614, 2015. This is to dispense with the 3 reads, a resolution authorizing the fire chief and mayor to accept the resignation of Matthew Linhart as a part-time firefighter EMT for the Lakemore Fire Department.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Now on the original motion to accept resolution number 6614, 2015.
I'll second.
Second, Rich. Okay, questions? We'll miss Matt as well. Okay, roll call.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Ms. Timko?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 6615, 2015. This is to dispense with the 3 reads first. A resolution authorizing the fire chief and the mayor to promote Joseph Dees to the position of a lieutenant for the Lakemore Fire Department.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Now to adopt resolution number 6615, 2015, the original motion.
I'll second that.
Second, okay. Any questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Congratulations to Joe. I think that's all our work for tonight. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll
Second.
Give Chad one.
Give Jeff one, yeah.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Timko?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.